Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. Hi everybody, we are doing a sunscreen review today. We are reviewing this sunscreen of the nation. Listen, if you live in South Africa and you don't know about the sunscreen, you either don't have Instagram or you still believe that black people shouldn't be wearing sunscreen and you really couldn't care less about sunscreen, or I don't know, you just live under a rock. This sunscreen is everybody's favorite sunscreen. Every second person on Instagram that is asked what is their favorite sunscreen, or for every influencer that does a review and asks a question, what sunscreen are you using, a good 70% of the comments are saying, yes, you use the Dermopal sunscreen. It's my favorite, it's in the best summer. It's the girl that she thinks she is. Hi, the sunscreen. Anyways, this is a black-owned, locally made, what am I saying? This is a South African brand of sunscreen, black-owned. It was manufactured by a black dermatologist. It's been around for a hot minute. If I look back to their post on Instagram, it's been around for a hot minute, but I think they only recently got a new PR agent, and now it's very popular. Anyways, this is Dermopal moisturizing sunscreen. It's SPF 30. It's fragrance free. It retails for, I think it's just under 100 rands at both, no, not at Clicks. It's at Discount, and you will find it at some Checkers and ShopRite retailers. It is 100 ml of product, and that's another thing that many of you love about this product. The one thing though that nobody ever mentions about this product, and that leads me to just think, you know, when a product is so popular that you start thinking, you know what, me not really being crazy about this product. My niece is also as crazy about this product, by the way, and I only buy it for her. This is the third tube that we've bought, so I love the sunscreen, well, for her anyway. So, but when a product is so popular and you're not really crazy about it, you start thinking that, you know what, there's something wrong with me. Am I a hater? And then you start doing some introspection. You're like, okay, I know I'm not crazy about it, but why? Why? Could that be overlooked? Because now you're trying to find ways to fit in with the rest of the gang. That's like, it's the girl that she thinks she is. Oh my God, I've been struggling for years and this is the one. If you look on Instagram beauty tab, you look on their Instagram page, guys, it's wild. It's maddening at the way that people love the sunscreen. They never mention, I've only ever seen one, I think it was Refunded, an influencer on Instagram that mentioned that this sunscreen stings the eye. The sting of the sensation of the sting of the sunscreen is that will make you cause an accident. It's the sting that when you walk out and it's windy outside, it starts irritating immediately. You get in the car, you switch on the aircon, have the air blow towards your eyes. Guys, the sting of this, and I'm not exaggerating this, I know it sounds like I am, but I'm not. It is really that bad for me. Because my niece said it doesn't sting her eyes. So the fact that my niece said it doesn't sting her eyes, is possible that it does not sting on certain people's eyes. But baby, I think it does sting a lot of our eyes, but nobody ever mentions that. Nobody ever mentions that. I don't want to disadvantage the brand. I also don't want to disadvantage you and have you spend money on a product that you possibly can't use by concealing some information from you. So I will say from the jump, this sunscreen will hurt your eyes. There's a possibility that it will hurt your eyes, and the sting is outrageous. It's outrageous. And it's unfortunate because this is black owned and you do want to purchase it, and it's affordable, it's accessible. So it's that's the one unfortunate thing about the sunscreen. But whew, I'm glad I got that out the way, because sometimes I forget to say some things. Anyways, let's do some swatches. I've already told you it's SPF 30, fragrance free, 100 mils, under 100 rands, UVA, UVB. I will not go through the filters, but you do need to reapply. This one does have one ingredient that somewhat stabilizes the not so photostable ingredients in it, but you still need to reapply the sunscreen. Anyways, let me show you the swatch. This is also another one of those very, very thick, very moisturizing sunscreens. You can see my skin is dry. I just wiped it off because I had hyaluronic acid all over it, but I don't wear hyaluronic acid with anything, so I just wiped my skin off because now it's dry. It is very moisturizing, and you can get away with just using it as a moisturizer on its own, but you have to gauge how dry your skin is. But for oily skin types that uses, you can definitely get away with not wearing moisturizer under this. It's very thick, very moisturizing, as you can see, and it's fragrance free. It has a typical sunscreen smell. This is what it looks like. I don't know if you'll see. Very, very thick. Let me apply it on and I'll show you. We'll see how it looks, because you guys are interested in seeing the cast after the stinging. You want to know about the cast, right? So this, you know what about this 2-finger rule? I feel like the 2-finger rule is very little, and the 2-finger rule, we need to reach consensus. Is it a thin line or is it a thick line? Because I'm seeing people applying very thin lines of sunscreen, and that led me to believe like I'm applying too much sunscreen. But anyways, this is how much I'm going to apply. I showed you in the last video when we were reviewing Nakoretu. I'm very generous with my sunscreen applications. So this is how much I apply. It's not that I want you here. Yeah. It's not about the way you say it to my eyes. I know that I don't make things clear. I fall for you every time I try to resist. Can't get away. On trees, beach views, and every day. All I wanna do is have pictures on replay. One next to you. You do. Try not to show how I feel about you. You wish you were, but you don't really want to. I just wanna get away. Alright, so this is what it looks like on application. Of course, we're gonna need to give it a bit of time to absorb. I did not apply a lot of this sunscreen because I will be rinsing it off of my skin. No guys, life is too short, and I want to see every single day and everything that happens on my days. So I'm gonna be rinsing this off. I'm just doing this to show you that it has no white cast, and it applies very easily, spreads very easily on the skin, and absorbs really quickly onto the skin. This is what the first layer of application looks like with no moisturizer. I'm already glowing. This sunscreen has a very nice filter-like glow to it. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Nothing's ready for photo shoot like Instagram models. Guys, this sunscreen, oh my god, this sunscreen has a lot going for it. The only thing that lets it down is that stinging sensation. It has no white cast. It will not sit or cling onto the areas of your face that has hair, because some sunscreens will sit and look purple on your eyebrows. This sunscreen will not have any of that. It is sweat and water resistant proof. The one thing I always say is that sometimes when I wear sunscreen product, when I sweat, because I said product will start to look like it's coming out of my pores and I will be looking crazy and white. There is none of that with this. And the makeup, this sunscreen applies well under makeup. It applies well over makeup. Do you see how thick it is? That thick cream, you're able to use a makeup sponge and dab it over your makeup and it disappears. It disappears. When I was first to do this sunscreen, when I first started using it 6 months ago, when I initially planned to do a review for you, I had the footage for this sunscreen application over makeup. It absorbed over makeup, heavy makeup, like magic. Like magic. Like you did not need to put in any much work, and it would just disappear, and it will still look like, well, it will look slightly radiant. It will show that you had you applied something over it. But if you went over it with powder, your makeup will look just as good as it did when you first applied it. Listen, this sunscreen, this sunscreen is number one. This sunscreen is number one. It is absolutely everything that they say it is. It did not feel like, it never irritated my skin when I first used it. However, I will say that people with oily skin may not possibly like it during the hot summer days, because quite like the Nagoluetu, it does tend to be a little uncomfortable as the days get hotter. So I can get how some people may not like it, but even that is not that major that you will, oh my god, no. It's just, it's annoying sometimes, but depending on how hot day is, you'll still be able, some people with oily skin can still, you know, manage with the sunscreen. This sunscreen is just, it's so good. It's so good. If this is a sunscreen that you have purchased and you have loved so much, and you're just disappointed by the one aspect about it, and you want to continue using it, I would suggest that you get a sunscreen that does not sting, that is safe to use around the eye area. One that is coming to mind is the Roche Posay Invisible Fluid. That sunscreen is very safe to use under the eye area. It's very expensive, so if you use it as an eye cream, it will last you a bit longer, which works out, you know, better for your budget. And another one that is coming to mind is the Eucerin Gel Cream, the body one. It does not sting the eye area as well, but there's a number of them out there. I just haven't found all of them, but there's a number of sunscreen that will not hurt your eyes. So if you love this sunscreen and you just don't feel like trying anything else, you've been using it for years, but you've just been, you know, you've just been ubegezela with the stinging now, well, you can, it's okay. It's okay to have a different sunscreen that performs different functions for you. This sunscreen, guys, my one wish is for Dermopal to reformulate and try and find ways to just remove that thing or put less of it that irritates our eyes. I mean, it's 2021, it's doable. I know that I can be anything that I want in 2021. So why can't I get a sunscreen that does not sting my eyes? It's very disappointing about this. That's the one thing that disappoints about the sunscreen, but everything that you've heard about it is actually true. And let's just see how it looks like after a couple of moments after having applied it. Guys, I look so pretty. I look so pretty with the sunscreen. Oh! Guys, the sunscreen looks nice. It looks radiant. It looks the skin feels moisturized. It feels smooth. There's no texture. It feels smooth. What am I saying? It feels smooth, feels like there's no texture. It does not highlight any texture on my face is what I'm trying to say. Oh, yes, guys. Yo! It's not my mother tongue. It's not my mother tongue, but you get what I'm trying to say. It does not highlight any of the texture that I have on my face, nor does it sit or cling around the areas that I have folds, you know, like my eyes and my, you know, my neck. You can see the fold on my neck. It does not hang around and collect there, or maybe pick up some of the lint from my clothes and collect that. You know, some of the sunscreen will do that to you. Not with this. So this sunscreen, had it not been one of those that sting the eyes, it would have been a perfect 10 for me. And I thought I had found the one when I first applied the sunscreen, but it would later just turn out to not be the case. But I understand that there's a lot of you that love this, and I do respect pardon me, I do respect your choice to continue to use this. I was a victim of a hate crime. Joking, guys, somebody. But it's the same from TikTok. I will continue to buy this for my niece. This tube I bought it for her because the last time she was here, she took the tube that I had, and the time that she was here before, she took the tube. So I buy this for my niece, and I will continue to buy it for her and keep it for her to take when she's here, because I like the fact that she likes the sunscreen, and that encourages her to continue to wear the sunscreen and develop a habit, because sunscreen is one of those things that you just have to get used to wearing. So I like the sunscreen for that, and I do buy the sunscreen. I'll continue to buy and support the brand. I think that also counts for something. It's just that I'm not buying it for myself. I'm buying it for my niece, who says she hasn't experienced any issues with that. I hope I have answered all your questions as far as this sunscreen is concerned. If there's anything that you feel that I've left out that you are interested in knowing, then please hit me up in the comment section. I will gladly respond to you. Dermopal, everybody. Have a good day.